Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're going to be talking about Red Dead's discount shed and kind of what to expect, and we're going to take a look back at what Kabam did last year, because last year kind of marked a shift in spring cleaning. Previously it was a fairly very juicy kind of spending event. Last year spring cleaning itself actually was very free to play player friendly. I just rewatched the videos from a year ago, and we're gonna break that down a bit. But Kabam definitely did something different by splitting the spring cleaning into two different events. We had the Red Dead, the Poolies event, the spring cleaning sale itself, where you do spend cash exclusively, can't spend units, and get stuff. And then straight after that, we had the Omega Days event, where you spent units exclusively, and you got the new champions and some rank up materials and stuff like that. So here, this time around, you can see that you will be able to earn 1,570,000 free pool shields. We're gonna go through the breakdown afterwards, but that is almost guaranteed to give you some good value. A reminder from last year, you could get over 900k poolies free, and that netted you 2 tier 4 alpha catalysts. So there are a couple of takeaways to take away from that. Number one, this year you will get more than a couple of tier 4 alpha catalysts for free. You'd probably end up getting like a tier 7 basic for free and stuff like that. Granted, you do all the stuff. Also, the most interesting thing is that in last year's event, you could effectively only get like a rank 3 from these. Just about. And you got 2 of the tier 4 alphas for free, and then one of the bundles later on had like the fragments that could help you form the full one. I think it was something to that effect. But the base point being is that it wasn't an offer where many people felt absolutely that they have to spend. Obviously, getting the units for the Omega Days was an added incentive. That is how I feel they're going to be going around this time as well. Because again, adding 1.7 million full shields is it's probably going to net us, again, quite good stuff. It could be 1-2 tier 7 basics, in my opinion, most likely, because, you know, a year ago, tier 4 alpha was like the rarest resource in game, and they gave 2/3 of a rank up away for free. So extrapolating that, you know, it should be comparable this year round. Obviously, you can choose to get different bundles as well for your free pool shields, but realistically, most people will go with the endgame resource. Now, that said, we're going to get 600,000 login during the event to receive free gift of pool shields. So you're going to get 600k of those for just logging in on the day of the sale. 440,000 fight for Deadpool's amusement solo event milestones. I'm sure we're going to hit those relatively quickly. It's typically nothing too tiresome or hard. 420,000 bonus in daily super event milestones. So you do want to do these daily, and they have started today. You do not want to miss out on those. Keep an eye out for that. And then we have web store track free early milestones. So again, you will have to go to the web store in order to claim those, but I assume that, well, it says free, so we're going to be able to claim it without spending in the web store track. However, that does in fact mean that we do have a web store track this time around, which I do not think we had last year. I think last year we had the solo event and Omega Days. Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but either way, you better have access to the web store, is what I'm going to say, to get another 100k. But at least that is the smallest amount there. The biggest one amount is just log in, do your daily things, and there's going to be a solo event. That said, buy and trade in enough pool shields to collect an exclusive 7-star Red Guardian. We do not know the amount for that. I would guess that 1.7 million will not be enough for that. Available in the Summoner's Market web store milestone track and the in-game pool shields tracker event. So there's going to be in-game pool shield event. Fair enough. So does that mean you're going to be able to get him duped immediately if you spend enough? Maybe. Again, April 25th till May the 2nd. So you have 1 week. 1 week till this event actually properly goes live. We're obviously going to be here reacting to it. And yeah, because I rewatched my old video, and the very curious thing there was for sure that the event itself, it wasn't mega rewarding last year. This event, you could clearly see that was designed to work in conjunction with Omega Days event, where you got a fairly underwhelming amount of stuff that compared to the expectations. But then you were meant to bring all of the units that you gained from purchasing the packs to the Omega Days event. That was fairly significant. Actually, can we search for events? Does it give us an option to search? Because in this video, at some point, I do pull it up. Objective solo event. Where we have the Omega Days event, Omega Days event, Omega Days event. Have to have it somewhere. Should have really done this before I started recording. I'm sure that you guys will forgive me. There you go. Here's the Omega Days event. And let's remember last year's Omega Days event. And we're obviously going to dissect this a bit more fully, but it had 7-star Omega Selector, 7-star Omega Signature Stone times 100, 7-star Omega Awakening Gem, 7-star 2-3 Gem, which this year, realistically, we should expect to be a 7-star 3-4 Gem, and then a ton of Valiant Crystals and stuff like that. So that's going to be a fairly big deal. But I don't know. I feel relatively calm for the Poolshields event, at the very least specifically, because free-to-play players are going to get a fairly big chunk, and if you are grinding on your units, you probably will be able to take benefit from the big 7-star sale later on. This could be one of the more free-to-play friendlier events, where you can grind the units, use that, and here you're not missing out too much if you do not spend cash, because again, last year the cash offers were fairly underwhelming. You basically got, I believe, some crystals and poolies and not much else there. So let me know. Are you gonna be spending? Are you still not gonna be spending? Have you saved up enough units for this? And what are your expectations? I'll catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information